And we are live. Let me lower. Music got really loud right when I hit the live button. Let me see here. Whew. How's it going, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Can't believe, feels like it's been a lot longer than a week, just because I think we've been doing Wednesday, Friday streams, and then last week we only did a Wednesday. And so today is the day that we are going to be getting this guy, let's see, nope. This guy up and printing. Last week we made a ton of progress on it, and today we are going to be putting panels on it. We're going to be getting Klipper installed. We're going to be getting Klipper configured, and we're going to get printing. I'm a little bit out of breath because about 10 minutes till, if even that, I realized that the dogs needed to go out. So I did a quick run and trying to catch my breath here, but I will be good in a second. I got an energy drink, which I don't do too often, at least in the mornings, so we'll kick into gear here. Before we get going, as always, I did want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Fabreeko. They sponsored the LDO kit for this build, which has been absolutely awesome. They are a small US-based company, and if you are looking at picking up one of these kits for yourself, I will place links down below in the description over to their website where you can do so. I did want to quickly cover, first let me go ahead, let's just go full face cam here. Let me take a sip of this liquid energy. How's everybody's week been going? How's everybody's weekend? Speedy, I saw Speedy was here way before the stream started. So last week, let's go to the unbox view. So last week on Wednesday, we finished up the mini afterburner as well as the electronics, and somebody noticed right towards the end of the stream, week is going by very slow. Oh man, sorry to hear that. Well, at least it's Wednesday, right? It's the midpoint. Somebody noticed right towards the end of the stream that there was an issue with the mini afterburner. This little tensioner was pointing downwards when it was closed, and as you can hopefully see now, if I can undo it, it should be near 90-degree angle almost to the right side, and then when you close it, it should actually pull in and lock in place like that. And so what had happened was, I guess during assembly on Wednesday, the little printed piece inside of here that's supposed to hook onto this lever slid a little bit. And so luckily I was able to just clip these little zip ties and remove the mini afterburner, get that fixed up. And then I also, the only other thing I did, because I am trying to do as much of this on stream as possible, was, let's see, what did I do? I went ahead and attached all of the side panel adhesives. So if I show you guys this, all of the little side panel adhesives are on, because just cutting the VHB tape and sticking it on here probably took me like at least an hour, and I didn't want us to spend an hour of you guys just watching me cut and stick, essentially stickers onto these panels. So I got that fixed, I got that going, so that will speed up the process. And really the first step today should be downloading Mainsail, plugging it in, getting the configuration file going, and then testing everything to see if it's working. So we will get going on that shortly here. Carl's here. Hi, Carl. Happy Wednesday. I did reach out to the Focus. I don't know how you say it. And there is a chance we might be doing an unboxing / test on the live stream channel, on this channel. So we'll see. I still need to wait to hear back. Or did I hear back? I still need to respond to them, I think. And then we've got G Funny here. I'm actually going towards Riverside, probably after the stream. There's somebody out there that's got a couple Prusa minis, and I'm gonna be picking up a couple. Prusa minis, and I'm gonna probably order them from Prusa directly on Black Friday. But the lead time for the full kits already is like 2.5 months, and that's a long time. So I found somebody out here that has a couple of them, and they're looking to part ways with one of them. So I'm hoping to be picking up a Prusa Mini after work, which should be cool. It'll be my first Prusa ever. So I'm really excited to get that up and going. How's the stream looking, everybody? I've got a little notification warning saying that there is a frequency error. That's good then. It's a great printer for the price. Yeah, the few people, or there's quite a few people, but the people that I've seen that have them seem to really like them. And there's at least two people that I follow on Twitter that have been posting their prints off of that. Again, it's like the Focus. It's super easy to remember the model number, but the print quality has looked really, really good. Okay, stream looks good. Okay, awesome. Sound and picture looks good, Carl says. Okay, well, it's just the, I guess it's just the chat. I don't know if anybody here follows streaming stuff per se, but there's been a little bit of drama between this, so you can, oh, you can't actually see, let's go screen. So this is the streaming software I use, which is Streamlabs OBS, and there's been some drama lately. I guess they ripped off some stuff from another company, which then led to a bunch of people like Gato and actually OBS talking about how they ripped off some stuff from them too. And so I'm probably gonna be switching over to just regular OBS or Stream Elements OBS, just because I don't really want to support someone that's like blatantly ripping off some stuff without permission. So it's kind of a messy thing that I've seen over the last 48 hours, but because I have all the stuff already dialed in for this streaming software, we're gonna use it at least for the next little bit. Focus is said as, oh, Focus. Oh, that's a lot easier to say. Pi is here, awesome. So yeah, I'm really excited. This printer's been staring at me pretty much all week because of the fact that it's so close to being finished. So it took a lot of self-control to not actually finalize things. So, all right, energy drink off to the side, water to the forefront. Let's go ahead and pull up the screen. Screen's already pulled up. It's been a busy morning. It's gonna take me, I think, maybe the first 15 to 20 minutes to get my head back in the groove of things here. But yeah, so we are, based off the manual, pretty much up to skirts and panels. We left off with the electrical, which was finished. I corrected, if you didn't hear, I did correct the issue with the mini afterburner. So really it's just skirts, side panels, and that's where it kind of ends in top hat, which I've got all the parts for it. Your package just shows out for delivery. Ooh, awesome. Well, maybe it'll show up soon. I have no idea what is in it. I finally got my resin printer up and running yesterday. What resin printer did you end up getting, Carl? So we're actually gonna skip the side panels and skirt for right now. I wanna make sure everything's working. So we are going to head over to Voron. We're gonna go to documentation. We are going to go to the build, and we are going to go to software installation. We are going to be doing Mainsail just because that's what I used on the other one and I really like it. I am planning on doing an Octoprint. So you guys get kind of spoilers by being in the stream because I talk about upcoming videos and stuff, which I normally don't do. This Saturday's video is on installing Octoprint. I used the new Raspberry Pi 2 Zeros, and in that video I mentioned that, excuse me, if there's enough interest, I'm going to be installing Klipper. And so I don't want to do that now because that's something I'm probably going to be doing as a main project for a video on that channel, but I am excited to see what Klipper is like, considering that I've been using Mainsail, which I really like Mainsail. I really like Mainsail. I don't want to say anything against it, but I really want to play around with Farm, which is like a multiple printer management software. And I really do like some of the plugins for Octoprint as well. And so with the new Pi 2 Zero Ws, since they can run Octoprint very well, I want to configure Klipper on that and see what that's all about. So we will be doing that. Anycubic Photon Mono SE. Nice. How do you like it so far? It's crazy how fast, because since that is a mono printer, it's crazy how fast the resin printers with the mono screens can print. Like the first few resin printers I had were standard LCD screen, and man, like the print speed difference of what they're able to achieve now is just absolutely insane. So let's go ahead and go to installing Mainsail. Mainsail actually has a really good, let me see here. Mainsail, their instructions are phenomenal. We're just gonna probably follow through them. Okay, getting started. We're gonna be doing the entire Mainsail OS. We're going to download the Raspberry Pi imager. See, download latest Mainsail, we'll start with that. Okay, so we need to download the Mainsail Raspberry, I think it stands for Raspberry Pi Raspberry Pi Lite. If it downloads. Cancel object. Oh yeah, I haven't used it in Octoprint, but I've used something similar, and I'm imagining cancel object would be right if you're doing like a batch print and you see that one of the parts is failing, you can just kind of remove it from the build plate, and so that way it doesn't screw up the rest of your prints. I need to do a so in this Saturday's video, I also referenced the video I did a year and a half ago on my favorite Octoprint plugins. I need to revisit that because there are some really awesome ones, and that should definitely be on the list. Super impressed with the quality of prints, but yeah, the speed is insane. The quality's awesome. I mean, I love FDM printing, and I don't foresee resin ever replacing it for me, just because I like saying simplicity. The simplicity doesn't seem appropriate because I would say FDM printing is really anything but simple, but I like the simplicity of not having to post-process everything. I like that when you print with PLA, it smells sweet and not like a funky resin. Like, I love resin printing, don't get me wrong, but there are a lot of elements of FDM I really, really like as well. But yeah, the resin prints are absolutely insane as far as, you know, if you're looking to just get the best quality, whether you're gonna paint something or whether you just, you know, you're printing out a cool model, it's second to none. It looks so good. Okay, so we're downloading that, and then, that was really quick, and then we are going to go back, download, maybe? Download the Raspberry Pi imager, which I've only used for Mac, but I would imagine it's probably the exact same interface. Do you resin print at all? G-Funny? I know that you've got a couple of Vorons, or you know, Voron style machines, but I didn't ask you if you resin print at all. Okay, Raspberry Pi imager is opening. Maybe, there we go. All right, choose OS. Okay, so we're gonna go under Raspberry Pi imager. We're gonna choose OS. We're gonna go to, no, was it? Why am I brain farting? Use custom, okay. Use custom, then we're gonna go to downloads, Mainsail. And then we need to hit Control-Shift-X. I'm gonna move it off screen because I think it might have some Wi-Fi info. I'll bring it back on stream so you guys can see it, because anyone that's following this. So yeah, when you hit Control-Shift-X, this pops up. And the things you're gonna wanna do is enable SSH, and then create a password. And then configure Wi-Fi. So just Wi-Fi username, Wi-Fi password, and then lastly, whatever country you're in. So we are in the US. I don't really like, this is my least favorite part of this, is their little UI for the country you're in. It seems like it's made for a tablet or a phone and not for mouse and keyboard, but it's not that big of a deal. Any day now. Any day now. Okay. And then I'm gonna take it off screen really quick and enter my stuff. Let's see, I don't think I will replace my FDM with resin, but for what I want to use it for, it's good enough for now. With resin, but for what I want. What was your reason for getting resin? Just you were, are you serious? Use the down arrow on the keyboard? Hold on. Oh my God. This is my 5th time, I think, doing that, where I have clicked and dragged, and all I had to do was use the down arrow. Oh my God. That's hilarious. I defaulted to using the scroll wheel on the mouse. Okay, use the down arrow. It's super simple if you just do it the correct way. There's a slide bar. Yeah. Oh. The slide bar never works well for me on this, but anyways, either way, there are easier ways to do it than what I've been doing apparently. Thank you guys. Oh, that's hilarious. 1 second, I already lost it. US. Crowley one I got for super cheap. Which Crowley one did you get? The only one I've used is the Hallett one, which I said kind of a lot of negative stuff in the review. The hardware I thought was really, really good. Some of the nicest hardware as far as the interface, but you were forced to use their Crowley slicer, which I thought was very inferior. And there was a couple other issues with the firmware that didn't make any sense. However, I've had a couple people reach out saying that they now have a profile in Lychee, so you can use Lychee, and that they've fixed most of it. So I've been meaning to revisit it. I just haven't gotten the chance yet. Oh man, yes, we are going to get a print going, or we're gonna get this printer printing today. That is the only main goal I have. Kersey's here. It's Modbot. What's going on, man? I actually caught a little bit of your stream the other night. Was it a robot? The small little like kit toy thing that you had, like it was pretty awesome looking. I'm brain farting as to which. I know there was a couple. I think there was an engine one that you were showing off, but the one you had was, I believe, a little character. Let's see. Oh, the Hallett one? Nice, okay. Yeah, I think you'll be happy with it. 1 second here, I'm gonna show password on my end so I can make sure I'm typing this in correctly. I think you'll be happy with it, man. The hardware is awesome. Like the touchscreen interface I went with, it seems way superior to any of the other ones I've used. And as long as you can slice with like Lychee instead of, I grabbed a couple adapters. Where are you? I swore I grabbed some micro SD. There they are. As long as you can use Lychee, then it's already a lot better. And then the couple other things, I need to check it out. They had an issue where like if you had to pause it, it didn't lift up out of the vat, so you couldn't tell if your print was actually successful or not. And then there was also like it has Wi-Fi, but the Wi-Fi wasn't working correctly yet. So. But I mean, if you just use it as a resin printer with Lychee slicer, the quality is great, the interface is great. There's a lot of other positive things. Thanks, yeah, it was a fun kit from Stirling Kit. Okay, I was building a metal astronaut was what it was. They're sending me, ooh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's definitely like, it was just a fun, like, chill late night stream. A lot of times the streams for me when I'm watching them, because I actually watch a lot of different streams, but I usually put it on the TV, and so I don't even have like a keyboard hooked up to it, or I don't really use my phone. So I have them on in the background. So like I'm there in spirit and I'm there, but I don't have the chat going usually. Okay, so we've got that going. Choose storage. It did not. Wait, is that what I just plugged in? I thought, oh, it must be. I thought I plugged in an 8 gig. Nope, it's a 16 gig. All right, let's try that again. No, it's not showing up. Son of a gun. Come on. That is just my luck. Let me give it a sec to see if it pops up. We did that. Storage. We did that. Okay, so yeah, all that's left is to write the file. Cool, there we go. Right, do you want to continue? Yes. This will probably take a little bit, I would imagine. Yeah, we got a little bit of time to kill then. That was the plan, just for fun. It wasn't a high view stream, but it was chill. Yeah, I mean, just to change it up. I mean, I feel like it seemed like you had fun. And again, versus, you know, like doing something like this where you're showing off a 3D printer and you're trying to get different angles and talk about more technical side of things versus kind of a more laid back, just fun build. I paid $150 for it, so I figured it was worth it. That's a really good deal. Yeah, I would say that was definitely worth checking out. I can't remember, is it a 4K or 2K on the LCD screen? I think it's a 2K. But to be perfectly honest with you, I talked about it in my LDO Mars 3 video. On a screen that small, the quality difference between a 2K and a 4K, I couldn't really see, I couldn't see it with my eyes. So unless you need those insane tolerances or are just a stickler, like the quality is gonna be phenomenal. I get requests for reviews for some fun things and I thought I'd just try it out. That is a very cool request to have something, you know, to be reviewed, because most of the requests I get for review items that aren't 3D printing related are very random, from clothing to like charging banks to like very like non-related stuff at all. Okay, 2K. Yeah, it's so phenomenal, man. Like if someone like, let's say the Mars 3 is $350 and the Mars 2 Pro, if the Mars 2 Pro was at least $100 less, I don't know that I would pay the extra $100 for the Mars 3 for that screen. I don't think I would. Because I like the Mars, like, yeah, I don't, you'll be stoked with it. Let me know when you get to printing with it, what you think about it. Speedy says, are you going to be putting a utility belt on this one as well? Initially, my answer to that would have been no. Now I am thinking yes. And the primary reason for it is, can you see that? No, you guys can't see this. Having to lift off the top hat every single time I want to change filament just doesn't seem ideal to me. And let's go. Nope, that's not what I want. Dude, I need to remember my cameras. So lifting off the top hat every single time I need to change filament doesn't seem ideal. But I also really want to install LEDs. You know what? I did. Interesting. I actually did install 2 extra T-nuts here for light bars or LEDs if I wanted to, but I still do think that I will very likely install the utility belt. I love the ability to hinge, and I like that the LEDs just kind of pop in with magnets. It also just gives you some options for other things too. Like I removed it from my utility belt. There's actually a section in the back where you can add a humidity and temperature sensor to it, which I really like. So yeah, the long answer short, yes, I do think I'm going to. Maybe not initially for like when I do the initial video on the on my other channel for my experience with this, but I think long term, yeah, I'll probably do it just so for the reasons mentioned. Yeah, my Mono SE is 2K. The quality is great. Yeah, I mean, the first resin printer I reviewed was one sec. The first resin printer I reviewed was, I'm pretty sure it was 1080p. Let me see here. Let me go to the Modbot. I'll share screen. Resin. So this was it the longer? No, it was the AlphaWise. I think this was the first resin printer I ever tested out. Oh, Gearbest doesn't even oh, they do exist. Wow, that is a very expensive price. Wait, what happened? So this had a... Oh my God. Look at that. The first resin printer I tested out had a 480p LCD screen. That is insane. Compared to, you know, like I have an Anycubic Mono X 6K that I need to test out, but like 480p, and I thought that the quality was phenomenal on the 480p. Granted, I'm sure if I took the 480p, I don't have this printer, I haven't had it for a long time, but I'm sure if I took that versus a 2K, that would be a major difference in quality. But for still comparing the 480p LCD screen with the 50 micron layer height, it was really, really good. And the thing is, like, you have to, like, one of the main things I was looking at initially on resin printers was like the lack of layer lines. And so the resin printers I'm using today, I'm still printing at 50 microns, which is exactly what I printed on this guy. So the layer height was still crazy smooth, but yeah, your XY detail, especially for things like minis or high level, high detailed characters, it wouldn't be even close. But that's insane. I thought it was at least 1080, but it's freaking 480. Utility belt, is that a mod? It is. I don't mind you posting it, Speedy, but that must be the package. Gee, funny. Hey, let me get the door. 1 second. YouTube won't let you post it, is what I was gonna say. It doesn't let you post links. All right. So I did get a package in from GFunny, and it looks like the entire umbilical cord mod, which is hilarious because I hadn't planned on installing that on this printer, but now I feel like I have to. Let's see what we got. Can I do side camera? Let's see. So there's the main board, and everything's already soldered, which is awesome. On the first one, I just had the PCB and I had to populate the board. So there's the board itself. Then we've got the board for the actual tool head. Then we have, oh my God, you legend, you legend. So this is awesome. I've been talking on stream about how I don't have any tweezers, and that I've had to use Aaron's, and these are little tweezers, which are going to come in so handy. What material is the tip of these? It looks like it's meant for electronics because it's some material that's not conductive, but this is awesome. Thank you so much. And another pair of tweezers. These are so sick. I was telling Pi, because Pi sent these, and so I clearly need to create a little section for these tools, or for the tools on my pegboard. And then we've got the plugs as well as a couple Voron stickers. Thank you very much, man. I hope you're here. These are awesome. These are super practical. I will absolutely be using these, and I wasn't gonna do the mod for this, but now I feel like I have to. I may end up getting a wiring harness instead of crimping everything myself this time. We'll see, but I'll play it by ear. Thank you very much, man. That was a super cool care package. And very, very functional. It's you made a comment about me using Aaron's tweezers one time, so that is only appropriate. And those look fantastic. I missed a little bit of chat. It's okay. So yeah, I said that. Top hat. Oh yes, GearBest. I worked with them a lot for quite a while, and then they just disappeared. I don't know. I thought I heard they went under, but their website seems to still be working. The slicer I used for that old resin printer, I believe, was a clone of the Chitu, not Anycubic. What am I? The Anycubic Photon Photon Workshop. I think it was a clone of that AlphaWise basically had made. Don't forget to like. Lisa's here. Hey, Lisa. Okay, G Funny did see it. Those tweezers are ceramic. Okay, awesome. Yeah, that was perfect. Those are gonna be awesome to use. And then this also showed up at the same time, which I'm really excited about. Like I said, this week's video on Saturday is using the Pi 2 0W with Octoprint since they have officially approved it. And so I had to get a couple more of them. I'm gonna be creating a tiny little print farm with Octofarm using these little Pi 2 0Ws. So those showed up from DigiKey as well. It's definitely like a goodie day. Okay. That is exciting. Sorry about the printer sound in the background. I've got a torture toaster printing. I've been wanting to print one and I finally remembered. Okay, so let's go screen. I believe that we are good to go. Has been written. You can now remove, continue. Let me make sure Windows ejected it. Yep, looks like they did. Okay, so we are going to, let's go to the unbox cam. Yeah, let's do that. So we're gonna go unbox cam. The wiring is exactly as we left it. And we are going to, where is the micro SD card slot on this? Am I blind? Oh, it's on the top. Okay, let me get the micro SD card in. Dude, this is a very awkward angle. Wow. I think DC, you were the one that said that it was an awkward angle, and you were not lying. I can't even see it. I probably should have done this prior to closing this up, or prior to mounting this. Shoot. You guys won't be able to see this very well on camera, but I need a side view. Here we go. It's not that bad if you go, like if you look from the side, but being able to see that from the top is near impossible. Okay, so we've got card loaded. Let's go ahead and plug it in. Usually first boot takes a couple of minutes for it to get on the network. Yeah. All right, we've got lights. That is a good sign. Tweezers might help. Yeah, I've got to get used to realizing I have tweezers now. It's so, I don't know why I hadn't purchased more. Like I had a couple pairs of tweezers. I used to use them all the time for small situations, and now like I've been using these little flush cutters a lot for tweezers, which is really sketchy because you can easily damage whatever you're using. And then I've also been using Aaron's for really sensitive things. So no, those are going to be absolutely awesome. Hard to get in without G5's tweezers. That would have been an appropriate time to use them. But yeah, it is definitely more difficult to get the micro SD card in this orientation. But luckily, once you insert that in, you really shouldn't have to remove it. So, and then let me just check here. I actually have, let's see. So the cable provider we have is Cox, and Cox's interface, I have it on my phone, so I should be able to see the second this thing pops up. Let's see. Okay, we'll give it a couple minutes. I know that for some reason it takes a little bit for things to get on the network. I've always hated how Pis don't have the self-eject function of the micro SD. Yeah, I've used a couple of the self-ejecting ones on printers where they've been bad on the boards. And so like I kind of have mixed feels because the bad ones, or like when the self-ejecting aspect fails, then the micro SD card can be pretty loose. Like I've had it where it almost falls out. So, but yeah, I tend to like the auto ejecting a bit better for being able to get the micro SD card in and whatnot. Hopefully this pops up. Usually I get a notification on my phone whenever something goes on the network, but unless I typed in the network information incorrectly because I am terrible at multitasking, which is totally possible. We'll give it a couple more minutes, and then if it doesn't show up, we'll give it 2 minutes, then I'll reboot it, and if it doesn't show up again, it doesn't look like it's thinking anymore. Yeah, we'll give it a couple minutes until it ejects across the room. I just hate fighting them in and out of the case. I will say for cases, it sucks. Man, I want to show you guys stuff. Like, I feel like it's almost my show and tell day. There are some printed cases where it is incredibly difficult to get that top little lip of the micro SD card to get it out of the case. So let's see, while we're waiting for this to get on the network, I'll show you guys some stuff. So I printed this last night. I was testing out a printer and I wanted to see how it handled TPU. And so TPU prints are always ones where like, looks like a, hello? TPU prints are always a material where I'm like, what do I print that's practical? Like you can only have so many phone cases, which I have a printed phone case. Erin doesn't because she has her cool sparkly one she likes, but I printed one for my dad. I've done like little feet. You can always do gaskets, but this was one where like, I'm like, cool, this is a practical application where it actually feels very comfortable. I printed it with 15% gyroid infill, 4 walls, 4 top and bottom layers, and it's quite comfortable. Like it's too small for me. I've got pretty big shoe size, but I'm almost tempted to like print one that's scaled to my size shoe and just see how it goes, like as a DIY Dr. Scholl's. But the only issue is the edge portion right here. I showed this to Erin and she pointed out the edge is incredibly sharp, so you'd probably want to either file it or maybe take a oh, why am I brain farting? I can't think of what the word is. For removing brims, I use a... Somebody, what is this called? Because right now my brain is not working. This is a... deburring tool. Oh my God, thank you. Yes, a deburring tool I think would be great. Flamethrower. No. Yeah, I think a deburring tool would be good just to like kind of clean up the edge a little bit. But other than that, like it's pretty comfortable. I'm just curious to see kind of how it would hold up to being, you know, walked on all day long in your shoe. But I was pretty happy with the way this turned out. This is MatterHacker's Build Series TPU, which is 95A shore hardness, I'm pretty sure. So it's fairly squishy. Use something to heat it and roll it over a little. That's not a bad idea either. TPU does have a really like low melting / softening point because it's already so soft. And then I wanted to show you guys, I posted it in the Discord, but I made a cool little Raspberry Pi snap case for any printers that take 2040 extrusions, but it's mounted to a printer right now. Okay, so it is not showing up on the network. I'm gonna try one more thing here. Nope, that is not it. I've got Mainsail. Let me turn off this printer. This one's also got Mainsail, so I'm seeing Mainsail, it's throwing me off. Wait, Klipper. Wait a minute. One second, let's see. I think we might actually have it. Let me share screen. Okay, 192.168. I'm not positive that this is it because it could also be a different printer. Managing lots of, I don't think this is the right printer. Because it should be showing up as, not as KL, but as Mainsail. Yeah. Oh wait, no, we got it. It did show up. Okay, cool. So it's 192.168.0.161. Sick. Okay, cool. So that worked. Did you give it a host name or happen to mount a switch to the cart? No. Did you give it a host name? I should mount a switch to the cart. That's not a bad idea. Okay, so we have Mainsail OS working. Now, of course, we need the install Klipper on the actual board itself, so that way we've got the config file, but that's at least good. That worked. So, let's see, first boot. Hey, from Denmark. Hey, 75. Yeah, so if initial boot of Mainsail may take some time. Initially, the green light will be extremely active. After some time, it will only intermittently flicker. Cool, good. Mainsail config. Mainsail will not work unless Klipper is told to include its configuration. This can be either by placing the components. This can be achieved by either placing the contents of Mainsail config to do this. Okay, we will need to do that. We don't even have that yet. Okay, let's go back to Voron documentation. Okay, firmware flashing. So we have got SKR Mini. It's a 2.0 that they sent with the kit. Yeah, 2.0. That's right. We need putty, don't we? I don't have any of that on here. So let's go ahead and download putty so that way we can connect to our Pi. I've been doing it on Mac, and so with Mac I just do it through the terminal. Let's see. 64, go. I appreciate you, Lisa. You've always got me covered for asking for likes. Yeah, if you haven't, please hit the like button on the stream. Okay, putty's going, cool. Oh, that's so weird. It pops up to my other window. Here we go. Oh, you can use command? I don't think I've ever done that on Windows. I've always used putty. I'm just gonna use putty because it's what I know. But that is good to know. Dude, no mail comes like any days, and then on stream day the mail comes. All right, one sec. Apologize. And we're back. It's up to 20 minutes. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Okay, so we will go ahead and copy our IP. Port 22, SSH, that looks good. Unable to connection. Wait, what? Oh, it's because, it's stupid. 1 second. Putty. Nope. Putty. Let's just type the IP. 192.168.0.161. There we go. Accept, log in. This is where you'll need the SSH information that you created earlier. Awesome. Okay, so we've got this, and then I'm just going to place this to the side. Oops. Like this, so we can just kind of look at the instructions while we type things in. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab this. Type in your password again. Then CD into Klipper, and then we're going to open up the menu where we'll put in all of our settings for a board. Okay. Ensure the microcontroller architecture is set to STM32. STM32. Not me this time. Yeah, this time it was Amazon. I don't know what. Amazon and what feels like clothing, which I definitely didn't order. It could be for Aaron. Okay. Ensure the processor is STM32 F103. STM32 it is. Bootloader offset is 28. Ensure the clock reference. Oh, we need to also enable extra low level configuration options. Okay, so that's correct by default. Communications interface. USB, yeah, that's right. USB, let me see. Enable use USB communication. Ensure that GPIO pins to set a micro controller setup includes. And we need to add PA14. Hey, Kraken. Enter. And then that should be it, I believe. Once the configuration is included, exit. So hit Q for save, hit Y for save configuration. Next we will make clean. And then we will build, which it should be doing. Oh, I have to FTP as well, huh? Did I not hit enter, or is it doing it? Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, it's creating the firmware file that we're gonna need. And then I'm gonna actually go ahead and download, I usually use FileZilla to connect, or to FTP, because we're gonna grab that file off of there. Plus, I also just should probably have FTP set up on here. I agree. Be careful when you try to install FileZilla, because they try to install 1 or 2 other programs at the same time. I hate that about, I hate when software does that. Okay, so we should be good. 1 second. Okay, so make command, Klipper, this is stored in home. The file needs to be copied to the mini E3D board. The easiest way to do this is to use a GUI like WinSCP or CyberDuck or Mac to copy the file to your computer, copy it onto the desktop, rename it. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead. I should probably, I'll try WinSCP next time then. The only reason why I use FileZilla is because that's what I used like a decade ago, or whenever I was initially doing some computer stuff with websites. Probably over a decade ago. I would definitely say I was probably in, yeah, over a decade ago. And so the only reason why I use it is because I just am familiar with it and it's what I've used, which is a kind of poor excuse. But yeah, I have absolutely no allegiance to it, so I will try out something different next time. Okay, and so we're gonna grab the IP one more time, which is 192.168.0. What is it, 161? 161, nope. Username should be, I think it's Pi and Raspberry by default. And then port should be 22. All right, we are connected to the Pi, and it should be, I think it's under Klipper out, and I believe it's Klipper. Is it Klipper.bin? Yeah, Klipper.bin. So this is what we need. I'm going to drag it to our desktop from the Pi. So now we should have it on our desktop. Right there, and we need to rename it to, I believe, just firmware.bin. Yeah. So we will rename this to firmware.bin. Then there will be funny. Okay, cool. So we will now go ahead and turn off the. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. So we'll turn off the printer. Wait, what? Hold on. Baba Bear said that there is a way to just download it directly from Mainsail. Let's see. Okay, so if I grab this and I go to the Mainsail install and I type this in. Unable to open config file. Huh. Anyways, we've got it downloaded, so I'm going to, again, go to here, turn off the printer. Then we're gonna grab, there should have been at least, I think that my LDO kit came with an extra micro SD card because I found another one over here, but we're gonna grab the small one, which is the, oh, type it in putty. Nope. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. So if you don't want to FTP, you can download it directly from putty, is what you're saying. Okay, that makes sense. I was gonna say I didn't think you could do it from Mainsail, but this is still relatively new-ish to me, so I definitely don't know the ins and outs of Klipper. Okay, so now we are going to plug in our micro SD card. Into the computer. This is just our tiny one. It's like 128 megabit. And then we will go to our desktop. We will drag our firmware.bin file to that. And we will eject. Okay. Next, we are going to plug this in now to the SKR mini board, which this is a little bit easier to freaking big old arms across the screen. Oh, it's on the bottom. Never mind. Okay, that clicked into place. Now we are going to quickly power on the machine. Flashing the firmware on here usually only takes a second or two. It should be done. Let me see if it says, it's usually instant, like replace the management file. Okay, I'm gonna say that it is installed. So we're gonna unplug or turn it off again. Then we are going to disconnect. I want to try what you're saying, Baba Bear. Hey, Zeron's here. Let me finish this really quick, and then I will do what you are saying. Because I am curious. Like, I want to try it that way as well. Okay, so we're plugging this back in. If it flashed correctly, it should have changed the name from firmware.bin to firmware. I believe it's cur. If it loads, why are you not? There we go. Yeah, so now it says firmware.cur instead of bin. That means it flashed. We're gonna go ahead and delete this file. It doesn't need to be on there. And then we will eject this and we will place it into, place it back into the board. There we go. Okay. So what's your problem? Verify it is FAT32, okay. Okay, so you were saying that if I type this command into PuTTY, let me see your screen. Well, I'm not connected anymore, am I? Or am I? Let me exit out of this real quick. One 192.168.0.161, right? Maybe? Oh, I'm goofing. I should probably turn it on. Hold on a second. I gotta turn the printer on. Okay, so what we've done so far is we installed Mainsail on the Pi, got the IP address, and then created the firmware file that we then flashed to, yeah, that makes sense, that we then flashed to the SKR board. Come on. What 0.161. Okay, so we're gonna try logging into the Pi one more time because Baba Bear is saying that there is an easier way. So he's saying that if I type this in here, command not found. Oh, no, wait. I think I'm goofing. Nope, I don't know why it's not working. Anyways, I will take a look at that. I'll take a look at it later. I just want to get moving on with this, but I understand what you're saying it would do, and that sounds like an easier way than FTPing in to download it. Basically sounds like what he's saying is if I enter a command in PuTTY, it'll generate that file in a way where I can just go over to Mainsail and just download it instead of having FTP to get it. Okay, so we've done this. Please turn on the power supply on the Mini E3 board. If named properly, the SKR will automatically update with Klipper firmware. Okay, cool. So the only thing we're missing now is the printer printer.config file, and so we should be able to actually grab that from here. So let's go back to software. Software configuration. Okay, and so we are doing the V0 SKR Mini E3 2.0, and we are going to grab all of this. Let's let's see, DJ Natty says, this command from Fabreeko creates a symbolic file link from the config folder, which is accessible in the Mainsail web interface to the patch the Klipper runs, so you can download it from the web interface. Gotcha, okay. So it's just, it's less of a step than having to FTP. You can just do it all from the web UI. All right, so we are going to copy all this, which is the config for this particular board. So they already have it created basically. So it's the V0 SKR Mini E3 2.0 because that's what's meant to be used together. So we're gonna go ahead and create a notepad, right? I should be able to just do it in here. So copy and paste all the info, which hopefully doesn't screw up any of the formatting. And then we will save as Ellen is link and this. I need to study up on using command line. I will be the first to admit that my knowledge using command line is shit. Like, it's really not good. Notepad++ is the okay. We'll do it correctly. We will not use Notepad. I know that with like Octoprint, they don't recommend using it either because of formatting. So we're gonna download Notepad++. I don't have anything on this computer because I formatted it prior to doing all the streaming stuff. So we'll download this instead because this is pretty much what everyone recommends to not screw up your formatting for your file, which is definitely important. Create shortcut on desktop, we don't need that. Linux and Mac OS share mostly the same terminal commands. Gotcha. Yeah, I've been pretty much Windows most of my life. Up until recently, I switched over to primarily Mac. Okay, so now we're pasting everything inside of here. And we're going to go File, Save As. It should not be a text file. It should be a... Can you do a CFG file directly from here? Does anybody know what it's under in here? Because I normally, like in the past, I think I've just named it like a text file on Mac and then changed the extension. Okay, let me try, so this should be printer, it's just printer.cfg, printer, Command C. I don't see it under here though. If I name it just .cfg, will that take? In Mac that worked. I don't know, it's gonna save it as a... Oh, it's fine. You can create a printout using the Mainsail web interface. Oh, no shit. See, there's a lot. I've only done it like 1 or 2 ways. Let's do it this way then. So they're saying if I go under machine and I click create file and I go printer, this is in Mainsail for anyone watching it's out of the fact, printer dot cfg create. Then I can paste this. Then I can save and restart. Oh, option run current must be specified. Okay, so that is way easier. Oh, is there? Oh man. I must have not hit low latency on the stream today. Sorry about that. It's supposed to be way less than that. Yeah, that's way easier. I don't know why I didn't do that the first time. Okay, so it's saying though that run current, what did it say? Option run current and TMC stepper Z must be specified. This looks way different than this looks way different than the original one that I downloaded for the other Pi. So this is Extruder, Z stepper, rotation, UART, run current. So it should be LDO, run current and hold current. So we're just gonna uncomment those. Save and restart. So we have to do it for all of them, it looks like. Yeah, this editor is really nice. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing, it looks like, for the extruder. So there's multiple options depending on which stepper motor you went with. And since this is the LDO kit, everything's gonna be LDO, so we'll just uncomment the LDO stuff. Is that it, or is there? X and Y is gonna be the same, it looks like, no matter what. Please retry in a few moments. And then we also need to add, since we're using Mainsail, we can actually add it above here. We need to add a couple of additional things, which are gonna be here. Include Mainsail dot C, oops. Let's add you there. Clippy host software to make that, please retry. Okay, so that's good. Did I check your, oh no, I didn't check the serial address. That is definitely where I goofed. If I'm not mistaken, that's under putty, right? There's instructions for that somewhere in here. Let's see. Editing printer.config, review printer.config, required changes, change details, square corner velocity, yada yada. Right here, right? Yeah. Update the second controller path. Okay, so on the Pi, we need to type in this. Cool, and then we get this output, which we then need to copy. Oh, I did copy it. And it goes in the MCU, right? Printer config, MCU should be at the top, I believe. Just this portion. Okay, that should do it. Yes, yes. Thank you. This is my third Klipper install, but it's only the second one that I've actually done it over USB. The other one I did was over UART, and so it was a bit different. I didn't have to grab the USB serial information. Okay, sick. So we are connected. Let's see, we've got temps. Oh man, I'm excited right now. Okay. All right, let me, hold on, take a 10 second break here. Let me get a little sip of this. Thank you, chat. Thank you everybody that's tuning in. Hydration break. I know I should be having water, not a Monster. I didn't even have breakfast. It's 1:10. I haven't eaten anything but the Monster. Okay, one sec. All right. So I believe that they actually have a list of things that they want you to check, including an emergency stop type thing. Let me see here, update, we should get on that, updating, config, additional, initial startup. Well, let's just go through here like how they want us to do it. Anytime movement be made, we have the control tab, cool. Stepper motor check. To verify that each stepper motor is operating correctly, send the following command in the terminal. Run this command for each motor. All right, let's just try it. I actually have never done this specific one. Last time I just checked that the end stops were working, the motors were working, the thermistor, you know, I didn't do it the official way. Okay, so we are gonna go here, type this in. It's definitely wiggling a little bit left and right. Check out Kia in the future might be a good video. You know what? Last time I one sec, guys. Last time I homed everything, it on the first Voron, it was going in the wrong direction and making some terrible sounds. So let's go 1 second here. So end stops right now should all show open, which is correct. Then I'm gonna press the X, triggered, cool. We're gonna press the Y, triggered, cool. And then we're gonna press the Z, which is right here. Okay, end stops are working. That is a good sign. Check out, is that, check out Kyo. No, box of tools hasn't showed up yet, Pi. Can you message me the Caillou? I don't know how you say it. Kyo? Put the tool head in the middle first. It is, right? Okay, let's see if heat up works. And fans, that's a big one. So let's try, let's see, you can go, it's 200. Okay, that fan is working as far as the heatsink fan. Let's see if the blower fans are working. That one's on. That one's on. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Okay, it's heating up. I'm not gonna heat it up all the way yet. Let's go back to cool down. Wait, why are you not cooling down? Okay, now we're cooling down. Okay, let's make sure bed's working. Looks like it's heating up correctly. A little piece of plastic just flew off the tool head. No big deal. Hopefully it was nothing. It was just a small piece, probably some debris. Oh yeah, PID tuning. Okay, yeah, we need to do things correctly. I'm getting a little excited here. Okay, so, oh, I'm also silly because I ran, is there a reason, so question for everyone in chat, because the stepper buzz thing isn't something I'd done prior to this. Is there a reason that I should be doing that over just trying to home it on the X and Y and then, you know, Z axis? Is it just in case like it doesn't stop? Just posted 2 pics on Discord to show you what you can do with Klipper configs. Nice. Hey, CNC Maker's here. Sounds like a smoke test. Where's the popcorn? We actually have popcorn. Aaron's mom sent her home with popcorn the other day. Yes, checking the direction and polarity of the motors. Gotcha. Because it hardly moves with the buzzer test. Let's go here. So we'll do X again. See, it doesn't seem right to me because it looks like it's moving left and right a little bit, but also front to back, which doesn't seem right. Let me try Y and see what happens with that. It's basically doing the exact opposite. To verify separate motors working correctly, send the following commands. Run this command. This command will move each motor up first, then down 3 times. Okay, 1 second apart. If stepper did not move or make strange noises, check the wiring. Be sure to watch the Z motion to ensure the direction is correct. Invert the direction pin. It still doesn't seem... VT motor position, others may vary. I'm tempted to just, it only moves 1 mil. Okay, let me, 1 second here. I'm gonna try, I feel like I just need, all right, let me try the Z really quick. Because the X and Y are, that seems correct. Everything's, like nothing's buzzing, so the wiring at least. All right, I'm gonna try homing. YOLO, yeah. I yelled it on the first one. If for some reason it makes a loud sound, I'll have my hand on the kill switch, but I think this is what I need to do. Okay, X is perfect. Y is not perfect. It's the exact same, I killed it. So that's the exact same thing that happened on my first Voron. Yeah, I killed it. And I know that there's a, is it in the electrical? There's a diagram somewhere that shows if it goes, like what you need to invert, basically. Oh, here it is, okay, so let's check this out. Okay, so we've got, okay, gotcha. So it's just the 1-stepper. I didn't check Z, but we'll start. So X was fine, and it stopped at the end stop, which is what we want. Let's see, Y config, stepper Y, direction pin. So exclamation point in front of it should invert the logic. We will try to home the Y. That's weird. So doing that screwed up X, like the X end stop? So basically, X went to the end, and then Y, it just started, like that was weird. I should have showed you guys the, okay, so let's see, G-code files, no, history, no, console, no, machine. Okay, all I did was invert direction pin, and that did not do it. Let me check, okay, so let's make sure X is still working. It should be, I haven't changed anything on X. Now I'm brain farting, okay. So let's see, if I go dashboard and I go X. Yeah, They're inverted. That is exactly what's happening. Which wasn't apparent to me. When I ran the buzzer test. I couldn't tell that they were not the correct, which is interesting. Okay, so as of right now, we've got X going that way and Y going that way. So they're completely inverted. Okay, so we have got Y going that way to the right and X going that way. Steppers are swapped. Swap A and B connectors. Okay. So we are going to just unplug. Okay, let's try it again. Yeah, it looks like now I should be able to swap it. But before, it's really weird. The first time I hit X, it went the correct way, and then it hit the end stop and worked. So it would have been X to the right, which would have been correct, and then Y forward. Oh yeah, steppers are swapped. So for either of them. Yeah, no, this should do the trick. So fingers crossed. Yeah, I was looking at the, thanks Jeremy. I was looking at the diagrams are super handy. Okay, so now if I hit X, we should be good. Nope. So X is moving Y. X is moving backwards. What the fuck? All right, let's troubleshoot this together because now I'm a little bit confused. Actually, let me check one other thing as well under document manual. All right, so yeah, okay, so all I did right now was I swapped these, and now X is acting like Y going backwards. So based off of this, X is going that direction, and we don't know what Y is doing. So I think what I probably did was when I inverted that pin, let's check that. Nope. Yeah. Why is it? Did I not turn it back on? Oh, I didn't. God. I have a feeling the issue is that, yeah, I think it's when I inverted that pin. Initially, that's what's screwing it up. So I think if I remove the exclamation point on that one pin, I think we'll be good then. I hope we'll be good then. Why is it not booting? Everything's on. There we go. Okay, so I added this which according to, yeah, I'm pretty sure that is what is causing the issue. All right, I'm gonna move this a little bit further out of the way, so that way, if it's not right, I can catch it right away. All right, let's see how it goes. Fingers crossed. I'm feeling pretty optimistic about this. X, yes, yes. Y, yes. Z, okay, okay. Easy, we got it on our first try. Just kidding, took us a few. Please home before you hit the head. Nope. All right, I'm doing emergency stop. So the end stop needs to go a little bit lower. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna kill the power to this one more time, so that way I can drop the bed. Use the emergency stop mainsail and don't turn the... Good to know. Good to know, thank you. Okay, so apparently the main issue is that I have the end stop for the Z mounted a little bit too high, so the bed's crashing. The bed is crashing into the tool head before it's triggering it. So we are going to attempt to loosen those two screws. So when you hit the emergency stop, what does that actually do? Like, I know that the machine like stops, like it, you know, but what, got you. So you're saying the way I should be doing it when I'm turning it off is going here and clicking shut down and then killing it off, or powering it off for the sake of the Raspberry Pi's life. Okay, so let's see. This is too small. This is probably right here. Can you guys see? It just, oh, okay, gotcha. All right, so we're going to loosen. Nope. So this is too big, this is too small. Where's the correct size? You must be the correct size. Yes. It probably kills part of the separacy. Okay, it's a M112, gotcha, okay. Thank you guys. I will do it, I will do that correctly then. Okay, let's slide this down maybe like that much. Yeah, that looks perfect. Sorry about my big head in the screen. I know, I know that camera like. Okay, so we should be good on that. Okay, we'll flip it on one more time. Okay, so let's go screen. Let's go Voron docs. Nope. Yes, so we're good on, what have we done so far? We checked end stops, we did XY, everything's working as it should be. I guess the only thing I don't know of is the extruder yet, but we will certainly find out on that. Print location of V2, bed locating V1, Z end stop pin, inductive probe check, probe testing, probe accuracy, PID tuning. Okay, so we will go ahead and PID tune. We'll home everything, then we'll do a PID tune. All right, let's try homing everything now. Woo. Yes. Awesome. Okay. So next we're gonna do a PID tune for both the hot end and the bed, and it says, move nozzle to the center of the bed and approximately 5 to 10 millimeters above the bed's surface. So we will do that. That was too far. Nope. Okay. And then we will just go ahead and run the command, which is bam. All right, PID tuning is going. So let's see what we've got left. We've got to do the heated bed, the hot end, then leveling, which is just manual on this. And is that the G X60, Y60? What is the, why don't I know what the G1? Oh, position, right? Gotcha, that's the positioning. X60, Y60, and then F3000. I think that's it though for, once we run the, well, E-step calibration I should definitely do as well. Oh my God, happy camper. That is the, that is hilarious. There totally was. So Happy pointed out that there was a tiny little plastic piece, the little stopper. Let's see if I can zoom in on this. I left these little stoppers in, and you should definitely remove these before trying to actually move anything. There was one left, and that is exactly what it hit when it was moving. That threw me off right now. Thank you. I will say that there's a lot more going on than the first time that I built it. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Good catch. That would have caused problems. I wonder why I only took one of them out, or what the deal is and why this was in there. But yeah, no, there totally was. Thank you, gold star. All right, so let me see what's going on with the PID. Still heating up. It's only at 62 Celsius. It's funny, like this, something so simple and obvious is that one of my buddies is reviving his Ender 2, and he's having issues with it. Like everything powers on, but the heating bed and the hot end won't heat up. And he had said there was an issue with a component on it, and so I thought, okay, well maybe it's a bad board. And then after bringing it in and getting it, I must be tired because words are tough today. But by taking a multimeter, he was able to determine that no, like everything is working correctly. 44. Thank you, DC. Exactly. By using a multimeter, he was able to see like, no, everything is working correctly. And when he plugged it in, it worked fine. And when he got home, he realized that it was his outlet. He had a bad outlet in his house that he didn't even know about. One of the two plugs didn't work. And so it just like that simple thing right there reminds me of like, it's not just in 3D printing, but it's funny, there's so many variables with 3D printing that you overlook the most obvious thing that isn't even necessarily related to 3D printing because of it. So it reminded me of that, because that was like kind of like a dough moment. But yeah, so what's left is, again, we're doing the PID tuning. Once that's done, we'll do the PID tuning on the hot end, which should be quicker because it'll heat up a lot faster. We can calibrate the E-steps, and then really just panels, and we're not going to be doing input shaper or pressure advance today. Pressure advance we kind of did on stream-ish. We started the print side of it, at least on the other Voron, on the first stream on this channel. So what I'll probably do is I'll do pressure advance on my own, I think, but we will do input shaper on stream, just probably next stream, and that'll be like the final video on here. We'll do input shaper, we'll do another print, and then that will be at least it for the build side of things. But yeah, today the main things I want to do is, again, the PID tuning, get the panels and skirts on, run a quick little Voron calibration cube, and then that's probably majority of it. Oh wow, so PSU was struggling there for. Yeah. I do need to level the bed. Yes, I always use a socket tester when I move. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Granted, I lived in the same house my whole life. I was born in '92, and I lived there until I moved out when I was like 23. And so I've only been really in a couple of places since, but that's a really good idea. Can I do a video on setting up the slicer? I don't know that I would do, so let me run some things by you guys. So the reason why I created this channel was for live streams pretty much, right? Like to do live streams, throw up some YouTube shorts, like kind of more of a fun, like side project-ish. However, that being said, there's kind of quite a few videos that, so the main channel, I tried to do a little bit of everything, like printer reviewing, testing out filament, checking out this feature, so that way it's applicable to a wider range of people, and I enjoy testing out lots of different things. I'm thinking about, there's a couple other videos that I would like to do that I don't think makes sense to put up on the channel, but I still think I will fully edit out these tutorials for this channel. So I guess what I'm getting at is that I might actually end up uploading some videos to this channel completely, not like completely edited style, but just because I feel they're more appropriate on sort of like this channel where we're doing a deeper dive or an extra bit of detail that just doesn't make sense in the other channel. That, I don't know if that came out correctly, but that's my thoughts. My slicer setting is not perfect, and I feel I can get more out of my V0.1. Yeah, my slicer, so I've been using Cura with the Voron 0 on the other one, and I actually just took the Voron 2.4 profile that had been built in at the time, and then I know that they recently added a Voron 0 profile to Cura, and that's kind of what I've been using. That being said, we can play around with slicer stuff, sure. Inappropriate maker says feels right to me. Cool. GFunny has a good point. Did you use the slicer settings provided in the Discord? There are a lot of profiles, although I think, DC, if you're here in the chat, when you have been, because I know you were originally, I think, using Cura or Prusa Slicer, has your profile that you've been using, is that something you created from the ground up, or was that based, I think you said it was based off some settings you found. I'm using Cura 4.11 for review, okay. Does Voron recommend using Super Slicer? I didn't know that they had a slicer recommendation. I mean, the community obviously has their opinion, like any community. But interesting, it sucked. So I've been pretty happy, and I'm planning on doing some more videos covering Prusa Slicer stuff. One, I've got a Prusa Mini that I'm probably picking up today. And two, I've just been enjoying it. Cura runs really buggy on M1 based Macs, and it's driving me insane. I can't check the preview G code on anything more than a very simple small shape. And so I've been using a lot more Prusa Slicer, and the one caveat I have right now for Prusa Slicer, which is kind of niche, is I've been testing out a dual extrusion 3D printer that uses a rocking head system, and they give you Cura to use with it, which makes sense because Ultimaker printers basically have the same nozzle or head rocking system. The issue I have is that there's some stuff in Prusa Slicer I really like the painting feature I covered recently, and the Cura is also very buggy because, like I said, the M1 Mac. The issue with Prusa Slicer for dual extrusion setting like that is that it only lets you either run a prime tower or an ooze shield. It doesn't let you run both. And the issue I'm having is that in Prusa Slicer, I haven't found a good way to allow the other hot end to cool while one is hot very, very effectively. And also because I have two heads, having the prime tower is needed to prime the heads, but also the ooze shield is also super important. And someone told me that Super Slicer allows you to use both, which I really like. However, the painting feature in Prusa Slicer 2.4 beta is incredibly powerful. And so I'm hoping that Super Slicer ends up implementing that once it becomes a stable release in Prusa Slicer. So, oh, you are on Super Slicer. DC is the, I feel, DC, I feel like the way your 3D printing has been is like going to Costco and trying all the samples, and like you're like, yeah, I like this one now, and then no, I like that one, which is funny because I'm like that too in a sense. I just, with the slicers, because there's so much to dive into, like I've been using Cura for years and I still learn and use new things all the time. So like it's tough, like it's frustrating to me to really learn one and then just transition to another. Dual extrusion works best on Prusa Slicer. I feel that it does. The only thing is, I wish Prusa Slicer would enable having an ooze shield and a prime tower at the same time. And I think the reason why they haven't done that yet is because their multi-material setup that they cater to uses a single nozzle. So like it would work well for the Enraged Rabbit carrot feeder. It would work well for their MMU setup. But because again, this machine has two independent, or they're not IDEX, but two heads that are not, you know, it's not a one nozzle system. They need the ability to enable both of those things. So I'm actually using the LDO Voron Super Site profile. He's a PIF guy. Has great documentation. Oh, interesting. I have Prusa Slicer, Super Slicer, Kiss Idea Maker, and Selker. Oh my God. Yeah, I've been wanting to make a video on just kind of like, I have a couple ranty video ideas, and they're not bad, but just, you know, there's a lot of arguments in every hobby. And like, you know, the argument with 3D printing, one of the many, is slicers, right? Like, you know, Cura people, Idea Maker people, Prusa Slicer, Super Slicer, old Simplify people. And like the reality of it is that almost all the slicers are fairly good now. Like I've been printing since 2014, and the slicers back then were pretty shit. And so a lot of the slicers are at least good enough now to where most people, you know, you can import your model. It doesn't break anything when it slices. You can add supports if you need it. There's different infill. A lot of the differences now to me are more niche and more like for power users than just people that are like wanting to just print things and don't really necessarily need all of the you know, those details. And like, to me, the main thing it comes down to is like ease of use, right? The interface, like for me, you know, some people don't like Cura's interface. They're like, you've got to click through all these different tile things to open up everything. While Prusa Slicer, it's kind of like, you know, you got a big page of things populated. While for me, like, I've always liked the simplicity of, hey, when I want to deal with this thing, click that, and it pops open. While like Prusa Slicer has tabs up top and tabs on the side. And granted, I've gotten used to that, but I just think that, you know, really the best slicer is the one that works for you. Like, they all print pretty damn well. And I do think that, like, at least, like, let's say you're a, you're a Prusa slicer guy or you're a Cura guy. I think at least having a little bit of knowledge on a secondary slicer is not a bad idea, because I have seen on the occasion, like, a slicer that just does some sort of weird stuff where I'm like, huh, it's adding this weird toolpath that doesn't make sense to me. Let me slice it in, Prusa slicer versus Cura, and then it corrects it. So it's just, exactly, yeah, Chevy versus Ford, or like Android versus Apple, or whatever. I just, yeah, to me, it's like, I don't have such allegiance to any slicer. The slicer that slices my file well. And again, like, I like a lot of the extra features, but again, like, myself and you guys here that are into Voron stuff and that are watching the stream, like, we're considered like power users, like, we're not just the people that's like, yeah, I 3D print a little bit, or, oh yeah, I 3D printing is just a tool for me. Like, we all love the ins and outs of how it all works, hardware and software and firmware. So it's a little bit different, but for most people, I just think that, like, if it has a profile built in for your printer, that's a huge plus. And honestly, like, some people that are new to 3D printing, all the features can be super overwhelming. And I've seen someone new to 3D printing that, changes some settings in a slicer thinking they know what they're doing, screws everything up, they're really frustrated, and, like, I'm just like, hey, like, hit the reset button on the profile, start over. They hit reset, print something, and it looks great. And so, it's like, sometimes having all these different features for people just getting into it is actually a bad thing. We agree on a lot of this. I missed a lot of chat, I apologize. Is it proper printing Ender 3 rocking toolhead? Is it the proper printing Ender 3 rocking? What? I don't know what that means. Is it the proper printing Ender 3 rocking toolhead variant? All my Costco samples are missing ingredients or letters. Oh no, that's terrible. Super slicer, basically pre-slicer. There's lag between a feature and pre-slicer and a bill. Yeah. I used Kiss with my Monoprice Delta Pro and I hated it. It works, but man, they roll out. I have hardly heard of Kiss. That is like the least known slicer for me. Which slicer you like is like, yeah, I agree. I always find it funny when people asking for Voron kits to build their first ever printer. I have met one or two people that did build Vorons as their first printer successfully, but they are definitely like not the standard. And I think that it could definitely be dangerous for more people than not, As long as the slicer's up to date, they're pretty much ass the same. All the same. I was like, that doesn't seem right. We even agree that Namabot shouldn't have to radar and stuff to be able to correctly work on his printers. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Okay. All right. So the a Prusa is a beginner printer. It's funny. I'm picking up a Prusa Mini hopefully after stream today, because I have decided that I want that and I want this. Like, I want printers that just sit there and print, and then I want printers that print fast and crazy and I tweak stuff on. Like, I like both of them. That's hilarious. The autocorrect changed all to ass. Anyways, so PID is done on the bed, but we need to save it, which is, where are you? PID. Oh, literally save config. Hopefully the hot end should go much quicker than that. That was brutal as far as time. Cool. All right, config has been saved. Printer is good. And now we are going to, I have too many tabs. Now we're gonna do the same thing, but for the hot end, which again, it should be way quicker because it just heats up so much faster. I am very excited that this printer, other than the direction thing, which I think took a little bit longer to get working than I would have liked, was working. Like I had a feeling there was gonna be something wrong with wiring, or something wasn't gonna be working. Like the first time on the other Voron, the thermistor was like either getting pinched or something was going on. It was kind of fluctuating, but I am very impressed that end stops triggered, thermistors worked, heating worked on both. The fans all worked. That was an issue I had on the first one, that the mini afterburner was pushing on one of these blower fans, and so I had to actually take it apart. The fact that none of that stuff happened, I'm incredibly happy. It's awesome. Prusa is like a Volkswagen Beetle from the old commercials in the 60s. It runs and runs and runs. That's funny. Story time while we have a minute here. Erin, when me and her met, I knew of her in high school, but when we started, oh, that scared me. I smelled burning, but it's just the hot end heating up for the first time. Oh, I didn't like that. I did not like that. So when me and Erin first met, like this time when we started dating, which is like 6 years ago now, she had a Beetle. Oh wait, Beetle. Are you talking, no, Beetle, right? The Bug. She had a VW Bug, and she loved it, and I hated it. I hated it because, well, one, like, it was just this like little green car, and she had it all like girlied out. So if I ever had to drive it anywhere, like, I don't know, I just didn't like it at all. But the issue was, it was a bucket. Like, there was always something going wrong with it. There was electrical, it was the door falling off, it was something going on with like her, like there was just so many issues. And so it's funny that you're saying that you know, they run and run, which, you know, again, the 60s versus what she had, which was like a 2000, early 2000. But man, I hated that thing. And so for me, when I think of Volkswagen, I just think of like unreliable, stay away. But, you know, I'm sure an element of it was that she didn't do probably the proper car maintenance before we started dating. Okay, the new Beetles are so prone to issues. I try to offload my Mini Plus because I guess I like having the Crazy too much. Yeah, when you initially said that you were maybe getting rid of it, I was like, okay. But when you said that you are a little uncertain, I'm like, keep it, man. Like, it's nice to have, you know, like if your crazy printers go down, it's nice to have just old reliable that just kind of prints at its pace and, you know, gets the job done. Going from Prusa to Voron can still be fraught. You might not get to cut your teeth on all the mechanics Extruder fills other printers go through. Yeah, that's fair. I also think that, you know, again, depending on what your goal is with 3D printing, if it's just this thing that you need occasionally and you don't really care all that much, then no biggie. But if you really want to like get into 3D printing, either building something or kind of getting into at least one more complex build like this, I think is super useful. It just teaches you so much about the way the hardware all interacts with each other and, you know, how to troubleshoot things. Like I mean, when I was younger, I always took things apart and put them back together. Well, I always took things apart. I tried to put them back together. And through the video game hacking and modding stuff I was doing like 10 years ago, which was just like installing mod chips, flashing custom firmware, it like taught me to not be afraid to dismantle things. And it's okay to break things, you know, granted, you shouldn't mess around with some things because they're really expensive or dangerous, but like it made me way less fearful of the technology. And so transitioning that into 3D printing has been incredibly useful. And it's almost changed my mentality on everything. Like I'm like, things are like, at least electronics are way less intimidating to me. Like they all, you know, it just, I don't know, it makes a lot more sense to me now. Granted, I don't have a background in engineering. You know, it's all hobbyist stuff from trial and error, from, you know, spending many hours and years on this stuff. But it's really interesting that, you know, I think building a printer or being able to do something like this, like it actually kind of changes your mentality and makes a lot of other things less intimidating to you. Baja bugs. Baja bugs are pretty cool. To me, that's way different. Those are sick. The door, I guess I spoke incorrectly, man. So the door handle on the inside, not the thing that you actually pull to open it, but like the arm part, I was getting out of, no, I reached to close the door and pulled it, and it just pulled out in my hand. Like it was completely broken. I know so many people don't like troubleshooting because they're not good at it. Yeah, I know a lot of people too like that. My parents are not like that, and I think it's because they don't like to pay for things they don't need to, and they realize that there's a lot of things that people can do themselves that people just pay for because it's what everyone does, and it doesn't always make sense, like little home improvement stuff. My PS1 was a total Frankenstein box. I miss some of the video game modding stuff I used to do. I got really burnt out on it, at the time at least. Okay, let's let's make a little bit of progress here. I am enjoying kind of just, we need to do some more chill streams because I am very much so enjoying this. Okay, so the PID tuning for the hot end is done, and we are going to save config again. Let's go ahead and brain is not working today. Okay, so that should restart everything. And then I am going to heat the bed. It's already almost where I want it, but we're gonna heat to 60, which isn't, you know, ABS temps, but I want it at least a little bit warm when I do the leveling. I would take things apart, not thinking about how to put them back together until I was 6. I got tired of breaking my toys. Yeah, so one issue or like one trick I learned is I would take a lot of things apart, even in the last decade, and then be like, wait, where does this go? Where does that go? And like, you know, with a lot of common electronics, you can find like, you know, iFixit has the guides online for the teardowns, but I really started taking photos of everything. Like, this is coming off, like take a photo of that. Like, it just makes it so much nicer, because there were some things as a kid, or again, kid and adult, where I took it apart and then I'm just like, I was so excited, like, how does this, oh, where's that? Where's that? And then putting it back together, like the pieces didn't quite all fit, and that can be dangerous. Maybe a chill stream where we can hang out on Discord and just talk. I would definitely be up for some stuff like that. Like you know, just film yourself disassembling stuff. Aaron would not like that. Okay, so things are heating up. Let's go ahead and home the Z. Wait, that didn't home. Oh, must home, okay. That was too far. What is the, why, I can't think right now. What is the command to get Z to go to its true 0? Because when it hits the home, by default, it's dropping a little bit. Let me see, and also, I cannot remember, is there a G-code command to disable motors? M18. I don't think you can actually switch off the hot end fan. Did that work? That did work. Is it G1Z0? I like never use G-code commands. I usually just reference, let's see. Must home axes first. Okay, let's home again. There we go. Okay, thank you. And then M18. So now I should be able to just move this. Cool. All right. Let me grab I don't have any printer paper over here. Let me grab some paper real quick. I'm gonna go this way. Be right back. Do you guys hear me groan? I totally forgot. It's hooked up to the wireless mic. All right, let's see. This is probably still a bit obnoxious. Unbox. By the way, I added a new Stream Beats album, which is what this is. I don't know what it is, but it's like kind of groovy. Bed screws adjust. Yeah, I'll probably have to adjust them on the fly during the first print a little bit, but at least this will get it much closer. I will say that these bed, I mean, it should be the same springs from my other Voron, but it feels way stiffer, which I like. It should make adjusting it a bit easier. Wait, is there a command? Is that what you're saying, DC? Is there a command called bed screw? Yeah, it feels about right. It's a little bit tight. I can't tell if you're saying that there's actually a command that I am... No way. Really? So you're saying... Dude, there's... I'm just scratching the surface with Klipper, man. Like, I know how to install it. I know... I've been able to create some basic macros. Wait, malform command, bed screws adjust. Did I forget? No. I have to do a small amount. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. I will have to look into adding that then. I've learned a lot today as far as Klipper stuff goes, so I appreciate that. At some point here, it's probably going to be a ways out. I am probably going to be building another Voron, but a different Voron, probably the switch wire. And after that, I am going to attempt, I think, to build an enraged rabbit carrot feeder, which I'm anticipating being a very long process, especially because, again, my Klipper skills aren't exactly the best. So I am going to need, I'm sure, lots of help. Okay, so we did bed leveling. That's what you're talking about right here. V0 uses manual bed leveling. The bed is small enough, thick enough. Help the manual leveling process. This tool for the first launch. Interesting. That's really good to know. I am hoping. Yes, I am hoping the LDO switchwire kit. I know. It scares me a little bit because it took Nero quite a few streams to get it going. You can make quick bed leveling macro buttons. Yeah, I definitely need to do that. I'm still, like I said, I won't pretend to be a Klipper pro. I'm not by any means. I'm still fairly, that'd be the Voron shower. Still fairly new. Like the things I understand is, I've been able to install it, I've been able to use it, and I understand the benefits of it. But as far as like the nitty gritty and like perks of using the main things like macros and stuff, like I'm just scratching the surface. There's so much awesome stuff within Klipper that I would like to learn. So thank you guys. Every time I had no idea that there was a functionality or macro for leveling. It's really handy. Let's see. I can see the whole config. Yeah, please do. Send me a config full of macros that you think are useful. Because even on there's some missing macros on here that I think I copied over from Mainsail, but like, we'd actually know. Load and unload, print end, print start. I have a few more macros in the other one, but yeah, that sounds great. I would appreciate that. Okay, so what we have. Should we turn everything off and put like pant or like skirt, at least a skirt on or something like that? I'd planned on doing, okay, so I don't think we'll do side panels or top hat, at least now. We'll do skirts, and then we will attach the filament spool holder, run the guide tube, and do a print, start a print. Ooh, I don't like that. That doesn't look nice. I'll have to fix that. My V2 is like 25. Yeah, the macros are awesome. The most macros I've seen, turn the pie off cleanly, top right button, yeah. Shut down, thank you. The most macros I've seen is with the Enraged Rabbit on Nero's streams. It looks insane. I'm like, oh my God. It comes with so many. I don't know how, like, it just looks awesome. I don't think that, like, I don't even know how often I would use it, but the ability to use Prusa's paint feature with something like the Enraged Rabbit carrot feeder with like 4 or 5 colors for the occasional just like show-offy cool print, not necessarily practical, just seems awesome to me. And that it's just so, it's so cool. I don't know if I need more of an excuse than that. I just think it's awesome. All right, Monster officially down. I feel like I'm gonna start feeling shaky in the next, wait, so I turned it off. So we should be good to kill it. Okay. So let's go ahead and go to, we're already on screen. Let's do these skirts really quick here. And the filament holder. So for the skirts, we are going to unplug. Did I unplug? No. All right, we'll tilt this on its side. Whoa, what is? Oh, okay. There was a broken piece. That's something I did too. Oh, I think you saw that when I broke. I'm getting such a good quality on my 3 aim rate because I switched to Klipper. It's insane. What input chain preference? Okay, cool. Thank you, DJ. Monster is so gross. I love Monster. I don't think it's gross. I just think it's bad for you. Fabreeko has the complete ERCF kits. I know. I was actually talking to him about them, DC. I broke the peg off of the mount for the, I think it was the Raspberry Pi holder on the last stream. I ended up reprinting that, so that has been replaced. Okay, so we're gonna lay this down on its side. And then I did print out the skirts that are single piece instead of 2 pieces. Some of them look better than the others though. Let's see, I think this one looks decent enough. If it fits. Oh, don't tell me that they're not gonna fit. That's gonna make me sad. Oh my god. All right, let me check another one just to see if it's just a single thing. Okay, so these are all like a hair too big. But I wonder if I loosen. Nope, don't do that. I might need to actually just sand a little bit off the edge because it's, let's see, that little bit of a gap, it's gonna be close. Might actually just take my clippers, one sec here. Oh yeah, they're awesome looking because they're the carbon fiber ABS that we've been using for this build. I'm just gonna cut off, there's a little bit of excess on the edge that won't be visible once it's on. So I'm gonna try to just cut off a little bit so that way I can sit flush. Because I really want to use these, and I think that's the only issue. Is that there's some little bit of extra buildup on the edges. Instead of a skirt after all, oh yeah, I'm thinking about doing a purge line macro included in the start print macro, including Cura. I printed them, no. Well, I don't think I did. It was on the Quiddy Tech iFast, which is a pretty massive, expensive machine that I got in, that I'm testing out. And it's very possible that that's where they got their powder coated PEI from though. I don't know where they source it from for their printer. Ooh, it's like right there. Ooh, it's so close. It's so close now. Okay, we need to shave off a little bit more still. I should have test fit this beforehand. Okay, the music stopped. What the heck? It means it's time for like retro 8-bit. This is what we always go to after. Ow. Energetic makes good stuff. We in Germany have others, which Firmware also sells. I don't know. Like, I don't want to do this off stream, but I also don't want to waste a lot of time on this. Like, let's see. Like right now, at least, just because I've only got so much time left and I wanted to get a print going. Yeah, it's still a little too tight. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me see something here. What the heck? It actually seems like it's a little bit too short. No, did the legs change between, that sucks. Check this out. So the issue I'm running into is that this portion right here, let me see if I can like make this a little bit easier to see. Nope. The actual gap, like this leg, to me looks like it should be longer. It's about, I mean, it's only maybe 2/3 of the way from where it needs to be. So that seems to be the biggest issue, unless there's something I'm missing here, but there's not. So I'm wondering, does anybody know if the legs have changed between the V0 and V0.1 at all? Because I'm pretty sure, well, I'm looking right now, and it's the same on the front, and it looks, I would imagine it's the same on the other side. Let me check something really quick here. If that's the case, then we're not doing skirts right now, and we're gonna have to reprint them probably in the correct. Let's see, so this was under Voron community mods. They didn't? Let me just see the ones I downloaded. Printer mods. Skirt. V1, okay, so this is what I printed out. Simple edit of the standard skirts. Screw hole have the standard spacings. Yeah, because this portion just seems too small. And like, there's no way it's warping, like not to that extent at least. Because even if I'm just looking, like, and even if I'm able to get these to pop into place, like, there's gonna be a gap, a pretty big gap. Like, let me see. Yeah, like that, look at that gap. Like, that's a huge, you guys can't really see that because of the angle, but that's a huge gap. I wonder if this mod just hasn't been verified or what the deal. I mean, it's on me. I should have test fit after printing one of them, but that sucks. 'Cause these are not gonna work. So I think I have enough of this carbon fiber filament to just print the regular ones, which is probably what I'm gonna end up doing. But yeah, none of these are. Or I could reprint these with shorter bottom pieces, I guess. But yeah, they all have at least like a 4 or 5 millimeter gap. Yeah, let me know what you find out, but that's not gonna fly, which is unfortunate. Oh, son of a gun. Yep, from the Voron Discord, that makes sense. They have beefier motors. Okay, well, if anybody has an original V0 and would like carbon fiber skirts that are printed decently, like not perfect, but pretty nice looking, I will send them to you. But I'm gonna have to reprint the standard ones on, and I think I have enough material, but that will take a bit. I could probably just print them on this, actually. Might be what I end up doing. Okay, so let's skip that since there's nothing I can do about that right now. And top hat, I don't really care. Okay, so we're just gonna do door, we're not gonna do right now. Okay, so we're gonna mount this and then run the PTFE as well. Okay. I know, but I just, for the sake of the color theme, but you're right, they totally don't. I just, you ride 75, you're right. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. So we will use the same, let me make sure I've got enough PTFE to run it. It looks like they give you plenty. get in there. All right, yeah, there's a lot of PTFE. Ah, I hit my head on the camera. I think I need to drill out let's see. Cutting the PTFE. I might need to drill out the little PTFE hook right here, or just put some more force into it. But let's see. We also need to calibrate E-steps, which I don't know if I want to do that right now. I kind of just want to get a print going. Why is this? Huh, some really tricky stuff. Skirts with Modbot logos? How would, oh, you mean like, I don't know how I would do that, unless I did them in a different material. Shit, I gotta be careful with this knife. So I'm trying to feed the PTFE into here, which it's not being nice to me. That is really tight. I think I need a drill bit. That's too small. I think this is maybe what I used the first time. Yeah, I think that's what I used. Yeah, Voron definitely has the step files. They give you everything. I'm drilling this a little bit bigger because the PTFE is not going in. I think I did this on the first build as well, actually. It's so funny, man. In my head today, I was like thinking about what we had to get done, and I was like, oh, we'll be printing within like an hour. I hadn't considered, you know, things like PID tuning or any other stuff we've had to do. All right, that should be more than enough to shove this tube in here. Hopefully it's nice and tight on the other end. Yeah, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna use the other side because I totally bent up the end of the PTFE on that side. So we will slide this through, push it in. Come on, guy. Okay, that seems good enough. So I'm going to take the X-Acto, I'm going to cut this off right about there. Because I made these holes bigger, I want to make sure that it's really shoved in on the other end. That's how I did it on the first one. It's been fine for this time, but I just want to make sure it doesn't pop out. All right. Okay, that should be good. Whew. When did need become me there? Now working on. I'm a bit of a Voron moron. I want one, but I don't think I need one. Does anybody need one, really? Okay, so we've got M3 by 12, and then we're gonna mount it on the back side here. Let's see. Want? Yep, exactly. .3D printing is starting to feel a lot like Pokemon, man. Trying to catch them all. There's so many awesome freaking printers. All right, so we're gonna take the middle of these three nuts, and we are going to attach this. Which direction? Doesn't really show. I don't know that it matters. Does it matter? No. All right. Might need to go a little bit higher up, but I'm also going to take this same drill bit and get it to go through here. Which I am definitely making this hole bigger than it needs to be, but it's fine. Again, like I did it on the first Voron build, and it was totally fine. Because I usually leave a bit extra length on the PTFE, so it has plenty of room to stick out. God, I wish I had an adapter of sorts to make this easier, though. Well, let's see if just by doing it. No, I'm gonna have to go the other way. Oh, that did it. Actually, just doing halfway, so that way it's still nice and snug. But I didn't, once again, I did it over the belts instead of under the belts. When will I learn? Okay. Okay. I say we print. And then we can worry about the other stuff later on. Let's see. You can retract the spool holder if you don't need it, and it's not sticking. Oh, that's really cool. I like that idea a lot. I think we did a count, and there's like 20-something printers in here. I am trying to get rid of a few of them because I need space. There is a very large 3D printer on the ground right there, which I'm not happy about. There is none right here, but just like it's too much. It's not too much. It's too much for this place. Believe me, the dream is this like making laboratory, right? With like 3D printers and CNCs and lasers, and like we can go down there and do cool things. Like that's the dream, and that's what I'm working towards. But for this, we have 700 square feet, and it's myself, my fiance, a big Labrador pit mix, and our other dog. And then just this, like it's awesome. Like I'm incredibly thankful, you know, that I have this, but I also have to be somewhat realistic. And I look around, I'm like, yeah, it's a bit crowded in here, even for me. So we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Okay, so yeah, let's power this up and grab some filament and just see if we can get a little Voron test cube. I think we'll start off with just PLA since the skirts, and although we could install the skirts, I already have them all prepped. hit my head on the camera again. And 4 cats, and I thought my girlfriend was a saint with my 7 square foot apartment, 4 cats and a dog. Yeah, I got really lucky because with my now fiance, when we first started dating 6 years ago, I was just renting out a bedroom out of my buddy's house, and it was basically desk and bed and rack of 4 printers. And so like when we were trying to sleep at night, the printers are right beside our, like she's been through it since the beginning. So I got really lucky that like there was no secrets, you know. It was all out there from the beginning. Like, this is me, and clearly I have a bit of an obsession with 3D printers, and you know, take it for what it is. And she has her moments, but I don't think I could ask for, you know, someone that's more understanding. And I appreciate that you're saying you have space, G-Funny. Storage space isn't exactly the issue, because my parents are actually, I'm probably no more than half an hour from where you're at, and that's where my CO2 laser's at. So I have like a potential storage space, but we are going to be moving out of state, and not now, but in about a year. And I need to downsize before then, just for the sake of making the move realistic. There's just too much stuff. Okay, so we're not going to put the panels on. We are not going to put the panel, or should I put the panels on, guys? I'm so torn right now. Part of me is like, just let's put the freaking panels on. We're not gonna do the hat right now, but we will do the panels. I already prepped everything, so let's just do the stinking panels. Since we can't do the skirts, I'm a little bummed. We won't do the front either. We'll see. All right. Time is just my biggest concern. Okay, so this is the back panel, which we will go ahead and do. Again, I've already got everything prepped, which is super nice. Let's see, and we're gonna be using what? It's M3 by 8s and M3, so M3 by 6s on the top? Is that the top? Yeah, okay. All right, so let's see, let's go this cam. And like I said, I've already got, wait, this camera's frozen. Nobody said anything. Oh, that's so awesome, Cave. Yeah, that's the dream. I would love that. I also feel bad too, you know, like it's noisy, not for me, but for her and for like other people. But again, it is what it is. It's not permanent. We've done it for, you know, the last 6 years, and we'll keep at it until we're, there we go. No, it's not. Okay, so again, this is going on the back side, and it's going to go like this. Yes, like this. But we need to position all of these things. Let's see. That one looks good. That looks pretty good too. Oh man, some of these are so stuck. I don't want to break these, oops. I do not want to break these new screwdrivers that Pi sent. We'll use these cheap guys to move these. So I think just because of, again, time and all that, we will probably get a print started, and then I will post the finished print over on Twitter. So definitely follow me on Twitter if you're not. I post some cool stuff. And then we will also take a look at it next week. Like, of course, I'll keep the cube, so we can be like, hey, here's the finished cube. Okay, I think we've got everything lined up. Insulate it with foam so it doesn't take much to heat or cool it. Yeah, that's awesome. That's what I plan on doing at some point. 3x6s, and what did I say, 3x8s? When I have the space, it was a garage with insulation and AC, I guess depending on where, depending on weather, but I would like it to be temperature controlled, or, you know, have controllable temperature. Yeah, I was surprised when I told her that I used her tweezers that she didn't freak out on me. Okay, so let's go. Wait, am I goofing? No, it says M3x6s for these little guys. Okay. Okay, it did work. I was like, it says M3x6s, but it doesn't seem like it's long enough to grip. I'm very happy that I at least prepped all of this before the stream. I was thinking about it and I was like, putting VHB tape on all of these different pieces sounds like a terrible way for anybody to spend their Wednesday. So I spent like, I don't know, the hour or whatever it was prepping it all so that way I could just quickly bolt them in place. Look at that, it looks so clean. Also, I should probably lower the camera for you guys so you can see what I'm doing. It's a Voron, it should look clean. Yeah, I agree. They're definitely like nice looking printers. Oh no, why aren't you going in? What the heck? All right, let me see if the bottom one goes in. No, screw down. I think it's the first thing I've dropped today, which is actually pretty impressive. I'm always dropping stuff on the stream. All right. Let's see if the bottom one at least goes in. No. Okay, so neither of these bottom ones are going in. They need to go up a little bit higher, it looks like. Okay, that worked. Are you too good for your home? Come on, screw. There we go. I think I went too far up. No, yeah, I did. All right, that one's in. This one should be nearly done. Okay, sick, that is in. Woo! All right, done. Now we are going to be doing the right side. Which is going to be, yeah, that's right, it's gonna be the one that has hinges on it. Voron 0 is an adorable printer, but it's also a beast, which is what I love about it. Like, you know, yeah, it's this small little machine, like this little printer, but damn, dude, it's also like such a great little machine. Okay, let's go ahead and line up everything again. Let's see. Oh, I hear my stomach starting to growl. All right, that looks good. Ah! They're really tight until they're not. That looks good. That one went a little too far. Oh my god, there we go. I jinxed myself. I said I have only dropped one thing. I feel like a Koopa is going to... Yeah, these songs totally make me feel like an old Nintendo game of sorts, but it makes me happy. Granted, I will say that like some of these songs are already, oh shit, hold on. Some of these songs are already starting to get like stuck in my head, and so I did add an extra like 20 tracks to, oh my god, oh my god, my heart. Oh, Jesus. Oh, marble is slippery, guys. Oh, that was scary. Yeah, that one was really stuck. Holy shit. Dude. That could have been so bad. That was so scary. I know I'm laughing, but like it got my adrenaline going. That terrified me. Jesus. Oh. Imagine just, oh, total annihilation. All right, let's try to screw these in. Whew. Yeah, those, some of the nuts that I printed out are way too tight. Clearly. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that would have definitely taken a shit on my day. I would have sat here for a while, probably, like, we'd have to like light a candle or something like that in honor of the Voron that almost was. Scariest part of the entire build is when your Voron, God, gets airborne. I can't believe that. God. Whew. That was sketchy. Why is this not going in? Man. Did I grab the wrong screw? I think I did, yeah. Whew. Yeah, I think a combination of the Monster and the Voron going for a small flight. I'm like, still trying to relax a little bit. That would have been terrible. Circumcision doctor. Super sketch. All right. Well, good thing is this is only a one-timer deal, and then we will hopefully never have to remove these panels again. Three more. I think Erin probably asked if I wanted food and I missed it. No, she didn't. I'd be pumped if she just surprise brought food home, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Come on, screw it. There we go. It's always the last couple. How are you not going in? And you're popping out. Well, it would have been a lot more fun to start printing. But no, I had to, I think it's the acrylic that's actually blocking it. Let me see if I push this up a hair. Dude, it goes right in. It does look pretty sweet with those side panels on. Although it seems like they've attracted dog hair. All right, this side should be done. We just need to tighten these now. Hold on. I do have a well stick. I'm just not thinking. It's right here, man. It's right here too, and I fully charged it for this freaking build, and you know what? I haven't used it even once. It's amazing. Yes, I absolutely have a wow stick. All right. What's that, guys? Screen. Okay, we're done with that side. Now it wants us to do the other side, which we will try to do really quickly, and then it's just a door, and then we're printing. I think Aaron just got home. But yeah, I totally have a WoW stick, and I'm not thinking about. Let's see. Man, these are so stuck. I'm thankful for the drop-in nuts that aren't really stuck, because they're really easy to slide around. That looks good. Of course, these ones. That looks pretty good. These ones are super easy to move. Hold on. I'm checking my phone one more time. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Zerant, you are very, very, very far away. I had in bed. It's almost 12 a.m. Have a great night, man. Thanks for hanging out. All right, let's see if I can find the right bit for the WoW stick, because that's why I bought it. Was so that I didn't have to manually screw in all these things. That looks way too big. Oh, it's probably the one that's on here. Yep. All right, and these are all M3x8s. Look at that, it went right in. This does not fully align with the other one. I don't know how much I truthfully care, because you're not gonna see it, but we'll do our best. There's a little bit of the VHB sticking out, but I'll try to align it. Thank you for the reminder. I charged this thing and had it all ready from the beginning of this build, and I haven't even used it at all. Like, I can't believe it. I used it so much the first time. Granted, the first time I built this thing, I had to take it apart. The first time I built the other V0, I had to take it apart so many times that it was a lot worse than this build was. It's amazing how, like, less difficult the build is when you just do things right, you know? Granted, we made a couple of small mistakes, but I'd say that this build went incredibly well. it's definitely at least surpassed how I had expected it to go. I had high hopes, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's been even smoother than that. Last two, then we'll tighten up these ones, put the door on, and then we are pushing plastic. Because I woke up this morning with the primary goal of getting this thing printing today, and that's what we're gonna do. Why are you not going in? Okay, we got it in. I do like that you can also use this as an actual screwdriver for the last, you know, little bit. That one did not go in very far. Looks good. So side panels are about to be done. Top hat we'll have to do next time. I need to print out skirts because I printed out 2 short skirts, mini skirts. I printed out mini skirts instead of. Okay, so let's stand this up. We've got back panel, back panel on, side panels on. Let's not drop that, and let's not. There we go. Okay, so now it's the door. Let's see. That's already good. We need an M3 by 40 and an M3 by 25. I'm gonna do the magnet glue later on too. Let's just get the door on. What did I say? 45 and 25? No, 40 and 25. M3 by 40, M3 by 40, M3 by 25. Hey, Bubba, what are you doing? What are you doing? Dude, Monkey, the smaller dog, he wakes up from his nap, comes out, and I guess he's like itchy, and so he just scratches on the couch, and so the couch is covered in white hair. Come here, kiddo. Come here. What are you doing? You know you're not supposed to use that as your personal back scratcher. Look at this guy. Wanna say hello? He's a little chunker. Huh? Look at that. You're on the camera. You're on the camera, buddy. Hmm? This guy is nuts. Aaron got him, I think the first, yeah, he's 6 just as of a couple weeks ago. So Aaron got him the first year that we were dating, and he's always been like Aaron's dog. I mean, our dog, but Aaron's dog. But as of the last like 6 months or so, especially, well, I guess ever since I started working fully from home, dude, this guy is like always wanting to hang out. Either if I'm sitting on the couch, he wants to be next to me. If I'm taking a nap, he wants to lay next. Like He's such a baby. He's such a baby, huh, kiddo? All right, let's put the door on. Carl says, "Cute doggy." This dude's just looking up at me. Wish I had a head cam so you could just see him look. Okay, M3 by 40. So we're going from the top. Let's use the wow stick for this because that's why it's here. Oh, that went. Okay, let's start with that. The magnets will keep it shut after, so. And then M3 by 25 on the bottom. Oh, I'm coming down to you, kiddo. All right. That is not going to go without. Dude, he's a chunker. Yeah, I don't know how, I think he weighs like 50 pounds, dude. He's a mutt. And I think Aaron said he's supposed to be like some kind of like a Queensland healer mix, but to me he just looks like a tiny pit bull with spots. It looks like a pit bull and a Jack Russell had a baby, and that's the result. But yeah, he's a heavy kid, man. He is not a light puppers. And it's like open bustle too. I don't know. He's a strange dog. He's our strange kiddo. All right, so that should be good. So one thing I actually really like about, well, it's a small detail, I suppose, but I do like it. Ooh, this is actually scratching the corner of the frame. That sucks. Yikes. Okay. Luckily, it's pretty small, but it's unfortunate. So the LDO front door, they actually like drilled out holes for the magnets right here. So that's interesting. On the first build, I did use the magnets, but I also used VHB tape. Well, on this one, I'm not going to use VHB tape. I'm just going to glue the magnets into there and then glue the handle. So I kind of like that better. It's sort of a cleaner look. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's try to print something, man. I think that I may end up installing the. I wasn't really trying to do everything on stream, but I feel like for anyone that's gotten this far, either in their own personal build or from watching some of the videos, they're not going to have an issue putting their top hat on. And it's just kind of not a very fun watch. So I think that between now and next week, I will print the skirts, I will install the skirts, I will mount the top hat on top, and that way next week we can just focus on printing stuff. I might even do pressure advance before, so we'll just be doing like input shaper, hanging out, and doing some printing. I felt like today was going to be a bit more of that, which wasn't the case because I had quite a bit of stuff I still needed to do apparently. This also is sticking out a little bit. Guess I made it harder on myself. Going with a smoked panel set? Oh, yours didn't have these drilled out because you went with a different panel? Probably looks wicked cool though. Also, do we have any naming ideas for this printer? So I just named the first one Bot. I think it's like Bot 0.1 because it's like a ModBot themed printer, but let's see on Wednesday. Like, if you think of any names, let me know next week on Wednesday, and we'll decide on an official name for it. I don't have any idea. To me, like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. For some reason, the name Vampressa, like vampire, but Vampressa, seems like a good name for it. Minibot, I like that. But yeah, Aaron Tweezers, no. No, we are not naming Aaron Tweezers. Okay, so let's go ahead and heat this bed up. We'll do 60. Let's do 215. Actually, we'll do 220 for now. That bot. Biddybot. Biddybot is adorable. Biddybot is adorable. I do like Biddybot. What are you doing, kiddo? Since I called him over now, he's not gonna leave this little padded area. Let me see. It's messy on the ground, I apologize. You can't. What are you doing? You're just a little man. You're just a little man, Bubba. Watch. He's probably gonna. Nope. There he goes. He'll just be here. Like I'll sit. So this camera is actually on my other desk, and I'll be sitting. There's my feet. And I'll be sitting in this chair, and I'll just turn around, and he's just laying right here like that. I'm like, what are you doing? And it's funny because when he lays like that, me and Aaron make jokes that it looks like he's playing the flute. Like if you picture him holding a flute with his little hands, it looks like he's playing a freaking flute, man. Huh? You're a little flute player. You joined the band. a little tour de France. Yeah, he's funny, man. He just sits there all day. Almost grounded. Call it little man. Where's Duff? Little giant. Beat a bug bot. That bot. I like Biddybot. I don't know, Biddybot so far, like it just has a nice ring to it. Okay, let's grab some plastic, shall we? Do we want to use some good stuff? I've got this, it's a proto pasta, I think it's a metallic brown. It's really nice. I used it on, this, 1 second. Wait, no, that was the failed print, 1 second. Where's the actual one that completed? Oh no. Oh no. I broke something, but it's okay. I use it on this. So the silver is Polyalchemy Elixir Silver, and then the brown is the Protopasta Metallic Brown, and then I don't remember what I went with for the blade, what blue it is, but Purple Eater, little giant. But yeah, it's a pretty awesome filament. Mine is TP0 is what you named it? I'm sorry, kiddo, you're right in the way. All right, let's go ahead and load this up. Oh yeah, the spool holder definitely needs to go higher up. Okay, let me do a couple things here. Let's go Z down, nope, Z up. So I can't do anything with the Z until I home it, all right. Teal purple 0, not very creative. TP0 sounds cooler, man. I was gonna ask what the inspiration was for that name, and TP0 sounds cooler. That's funny that it's just, you could basically just called it what it is. Oh, you know what? We haven't even tried extruding material yet, so I'll be curious to see if this even works. Load filament. Well, it's not loading yet. It sounds like it's trying to though. I think I need to push this in further. You still looking at me, kiddo? I also think I might calibrate E-steps off stream as well as part of like the things to do before next stream. Load filament. Yep, it's loading the wrong way. Printer config, extruder direction, boop, save and restart, dashboard, 60, 220. All right, let's try this again. There we go. There we go. It's loading. You guys can see it. The purple reminds me of Tinky Winky. Oh no, the Teletubbies. Oh, that's not good. There we go. It's definitely skipping a hell of a lot of steps. Come on, tension screw. I know, it's a grinding extruder. It's not what I want to hear. It's also not gripping the, why is it not gripping? Fail! Why is the extruder clicking, man? I know that I routed the PTFE tubing all the way in because that was what was recommended by stream. But it's weird to me that this is not gripping onto anything. Let me see what happens if I load without any tension. Wait, that was interesting. Okay, so it is going in. I just need to push further. That does not sound like what I want to hear. Interesting. Well, I know that on my other... Hey, DC. Was that the issue you're running into with yours as far as tension goes? Because I know that on that Voron, The other Voron I built, if it's hanging on by even more than just a tiny bit, the tension is way too fierce. So I'm wondering if it's just that, it's just the tension thing that's too aggressive. I don't, do you have an aftermarket thumb screw? No, well, other than, this is just what came with the LDO kit. I don't have any other ones. It is going past the gears, Pi. Then cut off a loop of the spring. That's not a bad idea. That is a really good idea, actually. What does everybody think? Cut off loop of spring? I honestly think that's what it is. I think it's way too aggressive. Even on the tightest, even on the loosest turn, it's too tight. What are we thinking? LDO, no, did they really recommend? Okay, I missed that. Let's start off with just one and go from there. But I clearly missed that. What did you guys cut it off with? Jesus. Grab an aftermarket. Flush cutters do not seem, let me grab a different pair in a sec. Well, I do agree though with the, if I cut off a loop or two, that would definitely help, and then I would be able to use the same thumb screw. Easier said than done though. This thing is kind of aggressive. Jason said it's a known problem. Gotcha. Yeah, this is not gonna cut it. I've got a Dremel somewhere. I could try to Dremel it. I think we have a cutting wheel over here. Yeah, from like the last stream. Wire cutters. My wire cutters didn't cut it for some reason. I'm gonna attempt to cut it with this really quickly before Aaron comes home. Give me a sec. I'm gonna mute this. If I'm not back in 2 minutes, it didn't work and something happened. Did anybody see sparks? It worked. It cut off at least a loop. Yeah, I need a shop, guys. I'm not supposed to have sparks in the living room. I'm pretty sure it was on my lease somewhere. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, that feels way better. Please load. Oh. What's that? No clipping sounds. Thank you, chat. Thank you to everyone. I think my AirPod's dying. Thank you very much to chat. I don't know why, like I don't know that I would have thought to just cut it like that. But it seems so obvious. The tension's too much, cut the spring. Cool. So that was easy. Sweet, and you still have 10 fingers. Yeah, it was a little bit sketchy doing it in here. Okay, cool. All right, let's print something, guys. Let's go under Cura. It's good to know though regarding the extrusion, because that's been a problem on two Vorons now, both the Triangle Labs one that I sourced and this one. Turn on carrot brown, cancel. All right, Voron 0, cool. We're just gonna use the same settings, except we will do, this is probably for, I don't know what this was for actually. 120. Yeah, we'll just do, why is wall speed set? 2040. Let's just try to go quick and see how it goes. That seems too high. Let's start with 4 and like 30 millimeters a second. I'm doing the LGX. You're doing the LGX Lite then, right? Let's see. Voron test cube STL. That's not how you spell that. Hi. There's a big box of food? Oh, I'm still alive, so I haven't grabbed it. There's been a lot of deliveries today. So you'll be happy. So one of the viewers, G-Money, yeah, sent a care package, and in the care package, he's always making jokes that I use your tweezers, so he sent tweezers. Yeah, ceramic tweezers for electronics, so they're not conductive, and then another set of tweezers, which must be, oh, right here. Ah. Yeah, I was like, what a practical gift. We're about to start the first test print, so we'll see how it goes. Thank you. Chat says hi. She says hello. All right. Design cube. Did I save it? I did not. I don't think. Save. Downloads. All right. Let's get. You said no.
Well, the way that they do it was like. They were like, yeah, like you want to stay maybe like another hour, do some money, and you can go home? And I was like, no.
No, ma'am.
And then he goes, well, Mike's only be like 2 and 2. And then he asked, he goes, how many onions do you need? They were like 6 and 6, and I was like, these 2.
That's funny. Where the heck did it? I thought I saved it. Oh, I saved it. I didn't save it. No, I did. Save. Oh. Even more distracted than before. There we go. G-code. All right, let's see how this goes. to the maiden print. I don't see filament coming out. I do see filament coming out. I do see filament coming out. So it is skipping steps. No, it's skipping a lot of steps. All right, so it's skipping a lot of steps. Let's go ahead and pause it. Yeah, that is severely under extruding. That is a bummer. It's definitely not the, I don't see how it could be the, I don't see how it could be the tension anymore. Although the tension does still feel kind of tight, so maybe I need to cut it down one more. It does feel really tight. Let me feel. It still feels tighter than my other Voron, even with cutting that ring off. Oops, I wasn't supposed to do that with the motor locked in. So what might need to happen is one more ring might need to come off. Because it still feels pretty aggressive, which is insane. But it's no wonder why it was clicking even harder before. All right, let me kill it. Start it one more time. Take 2 off, end of. Yeah, let's see, surprise center awesome with 2 linear rails and x-axis. I'm using the normal LGX. Oh, interesting. This should be a pretty big tool head, isn't it then? Yeah, I was gonna level on the, well, we already leveled it. I don't know if you saw it earlier. What was I gonna say? Yeah, we leveled it earlier. I think the main issue is that the tension's still on the extruder. Like, I know Printing Cave says take 2 off, so we probably do need to take 1 more off. Let's try it one more time here. And see if I was able to adjust it a little bit. And if not, yeah, we'll probably have to take another one off. It made a huge improvement though, because when we were feeding filament, it wasn't clicking, and even now that it is clicking, it's way less than initially. So it made a big difference. I wish I knew. So this is, I was actually able to find the piece that came off. Nope, you guys can't see that. That is the wrong way. This is how much I took off. So it's not quite 2 rings, it's kind of just like the big ring, I guess. It's 2 rings, but it's not like 2, why am I not holding fire? That's what's come off so far. Actually, the LGX is almost the exact same size as, oh, is it really? So then the LGX Lite must be crazy small then. When does the Mini come out? Definitely a little bit of filament on the nozzle. I'm not extruding at all anymore. Interesting. let's cut off a little bit on the end and see. It's weird, it wasn't extruding at all right there, but I didn't hear it skipping any steps, so I don't know what would have caused. Oh, this is also not doing it any favors. Okay, there we go. Fucking A. It's totally this, I can't believe how crazy this, I can't believe how crazy the, no, I didn't do E-steps yet. We need to do E-step calibration, for sure. But that spring needs to get fixed. Oh. All right, so I'm thinking it's time we call it for the day. I'm thinking that I will cut the spring, I will calibrate the E-steps, I will mount the skirts, I will mount the top hat, and next stream we are just doing input shaper and we are printing. What is the E-stepper amps? For the extruder, run current 0.3, hold current 0.2. Stealth chop threshold 0, which is how I want it. Yeah, I'm thinking that's what I do. Because you look like a mad scientist. I feel like a mad scientist. Yeah, I feel like it's starting to get to me because it's been 3.5 hours and I feel like I need to pause. Printing MBS and yeah, let's do that. Let's do that, guys. Again, I thought that today would go much quicker, but there was a lot of little checkboxes I didn't think of. So, and again, instead of that potentially happening next stream, I will have everything done. Skirts, top hat, spring cut, E-steps calibrated. I'll run the Maiden Cube to make sure that everything's good to go, and then we will do input shaper, possibly pressure advance if I don't do it off stream, and just kind of chill and hang out and have a laid back stream because it's yeah. I think we'll do that. Also, think of name ideas for it. I think that right now the one I like the most is, was it Pi? Yours? It was Biddybot or Biddybot or something like that. I don't know what to do with the LGX I have, and I have the extra linear on LDO nut strip. If I wait for the light. Oh, gotcha. Do you have another printer you could throw it on? Yeah, let's call it on that note, guys, because it's about 35 minutes past the time we normally take a break or something like that, and I'm gonna drive out and pick up, I think, the Prusa Mini too. DC says, awesome stream though. It was like being in a room with a bunch of good people and hanging out. Thanks, man. Yeah, it was a ton of fun. Again, I'm bummed out that the skirts, they changed the skirts from the V0 to the 0.1. I had not considered that before I printed out 4 of them, only needing 3, yet I did. That was on me. And then I had no idea that the spring was gonna be so problematic. I hope that's, you know, something that they are able to fix in the next batch because, I mean, it's not a huge deal, I suppose, but definitely not ideal. This is a very stiff, very aggressive spring. Awesome. Well, thank you all. I hope you have an awesome rest of your week. Regular video will be out on Saturday on the channel, main channel, and then I will schedule a stream for next Wednesday. I may be, there'll be more info on it hopefully soon, but I may be starting doing some work soon. And so if that's the case, I will still be fully remote and I will still be doing all the same things, but the stream may get pushed forward an hour or two to be a little bit later, which is probably fine for most that are in the US, but less ideal for those that are out of the country. So I apologize to 75 if that makes it tough on timing, but it might be the way things go, but we'll see. I will, when I find out more info, I will certainly share it with you guys. So if you have not, please hit the like button. I'm pretty sure most of you guys all have, but if you have not, and thanks for being awesome and all of your help, and I will see you guys next week. Have a great rest of your week, guys.